Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So we have to talk about Gilbert Arenas' most recent clip and him pretty much saying that, what Boogie Cousins was saying was wrong, that the Lakers selecting Bronny James showed they weren't serious. Says, it's a 55th pick, and do we remember anybody after that? And who's going to help the team? Now, I can look back to what Isaiah Thomas did for the Boston Celtics when he was the last pick of the draft some years back. Look at people like Wesley Matthews. You can even look on the Lakers team. Austin Reeves wasn't even picked. So a lot of times when you have these 60 selections, you leave some really good basketball players. It's better than some first rounders on the table. Just where they're picked doesn't mean who's better at the time. A lot of times these players are undervalued and they just don't get the proper opportunity. I mean, you have some people like Kyrie Irving or AD that'll come out of college, but many of those picks really don't separate themselves from the pack. That's why you have so many guys in the first round who don't plan out. I mean, if you look back, wasn't Johnny Flynn selected over Steph Curry? So you have to look at things like that, and you know that this isn't a direct, perfect science, and people get it very wrong, that changes the course of their franchise over, multiple decades at times. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into what Boogie said, and we're going to look at Gilbert's response.
Do you see that being an issue?
I mean, I take it as a move, as I don't really think the Lakers are serious anymore. I love everything that it stands for. I think, what Bron is doing with his legacy and just, as a businessman and everything that comes with it, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's really, really dope. But as far as the Lakers actually competing, I don't know. I take that as a sign as they aren't really serious.
Everyone's judging the basketball game, but nobody's judging him as an influencer. Sometimes you got to look at it a little different. He's an influencer that's playing basketball, right? You're talking about a kid who he has more followers on social media than Patrick Mahomes. Like, he literally has more than a 3-time NFL champion, right? So his influence is really, really huge. So he's going to get chanted everywhere. This is not about his performance on basketball. Whoever they was going to pick at 55, I'm pretty sure could have got picked at 56, 57, 58, 59. And if I ask you who those people are, you don't know. Because most of the world stopped watching after 55. The reason it was a second round draft night was because of 55. So the fact that the NBA put a second round day in is because Bronny James. I don't think nobody in the world thought he was going to be picked in the first round, so they knew where he was going to go, so they scheduled the whole thing behind him. He is a business. No matter what you're going to say, you're making money off of him. To say the Lakers is not serious because they picked him at 55, let me know who's a better choice at 55 that was going to help the franchise, because I'm pretty sure that they were going to be cut just like most of the second round has been cut so far.
See, I beg to differ with Gil. When you have an organization that does their due diligence, you get some very good players in the second round. That's where San Antonio was making a living at a time. I mean, yeah, they were getting some good players. They got Tony Parker late in the first round at 28. So it's not even always a lottery pick or early first round pick that's a great player. And, second round, Draymond Green was a second round pick. Harrison Barnes was their first round pick. You see what I'm saying? So you look down the line, man, you'll see all kinds of players that wasn't drafted. John Starks. There were players better than Bronny that did not get drafted. I mean, I don't think we can even question that. I think what Gilbert is trying to say, he has a lot of followers. I mean, we know whose son he is. He's one of the greatest basketball players of all time, son. So, is that impressive that he has all those followers? Granted, he had a good high school career, and, Bronny seems like a good kid by all accounts. Just seems like Gilbert is moving the goalposts here, because we had a hard time getting him to believe Jalen Brunson was even a good player. He thought Trae Young was better prior to last year. Now, Jalen Brunson's a better scoring version or a more offensive minded version of Chris Paul that he said the other day. So that's just being late to a take. Um, you know, and but he's trying to sell us that Bronny James belongs in the NBA. What I can agree with is they definitely put that second round, draft day there because he was going to be in the draft, and we obviously knew he was going to the Lakers. It was the worst kept secret, since the draft. Since he put his name in the draft, it was the worst kept secret in the world. So the thrill of it and the anticipation of it, anybody watching that on edge, hoping, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was in our face the whole time. Like, it was clear that LeBron was only going to come back to the team, and that was a part of the deal. And if they wouldn't have selected Bronny, then he probably wouldn't even came back to the team. But it was already agreed upon at the time. They just played the media, just like JJ Redick was always the coach when they started the podcast. But they're telling us one thing, but we see it right in our face, and some people still trying to say, well, nah, it ain't that. LeBron said it ain't that. JJ said it ain't that in his press conference. But, you can't take that stuff at face value, man. If you're seeing it, it's happening in real time. But I hate this because Bronny can go down to the G League, man, and he's not just going to shine like that. I keep hearing them say they're going to send him to the G League, but can you really send Bronny to the G League and he thrive against those guards to the point where it could justify him coming back up? Because if he go down there, it'll be very much like college at times. You have to be a complete guard down there. Most guards ain't there for development, honestly. They are there because the roster spots ain't there for them to play right now, and they are already contractually obligated to other players that they're playing. But you see what Deuce McBride went down there and averaged when he was down there, almost 30 a game, over 10, was it 10 assists? Like, he looked like the MVP them few games he be down there. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, him coming at Boogie. But Boogie said don't seem like they serious, and I don't feel like what was the biggest needs they needed to address was addressed over this offseason. I think it was all about Bronny, and it took some attention, from things that they really need to do, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.